Yeah, buddy. So, look, for everybody that's basically in terms of DJs and even artists, if you're managing yourself, you got to be harder on you than anybody because you're the talent. So I had a scenario, and this is not the first time I've done this. I just haven't done it in a long time, where you have to refuse certain events. For me, I'm very meticulous. There's a certain style of food, a certain style of presentation, certain style of women that I like, a certain style of business. I have a certain style that I like, and it likes me. So basically I was approached to do a benefit on behalf of, in memory of my dear friend and a few other good friends that passed away. So every year they will always throw a holiday benefit for the kids, and they would do it at the community center that he worked at. And I miss him to pieces, because he will be laughing at this conversation right now if he was here. That was my dude. And anyhow, fast forward, basically the promoter reached out to me, and I know her very well, through the scene and what have you. But what happened was, we went back and forth. Now the thing about it is, you got to follow your first mind, and don't be afraid to have high standards. They sent me, and I was going to ask them ahead of time, but something said just wait. I always typically ask for the set list. We usually get that maybe, because I used to play at a party called Thanksgivings, a very legendary LA party. Look it up, Thanksgivings. And I was on that bill for about maybe 4 years. Good memories. This is when you didn't have no laptop, you bought records, and I still bring out records. But anyhow, fast forward, we would always get an email with the set list, maybe I would say an hour before the actual event, because they were so good, or maybe the day before, because they were so good. The promoters were professional promoters, so they knew who to place at 11:30, midnight. Sometimes I would get 11:30, sometimes I would get midnight, and so forth, or maybe closing. But they were always on point in terms of placement. Placement is very important. To you new promoters out there, always learn how to place your DJs, because your DJs are your instruments. So if you place somebody that's a 10 o'clock, that's really a closeout, you're messing yourself up, So you want to have somebody that has that good, strong build up. If you have a no name, it better be damn good. I don't care who it is, because I'm gonna tell you what I ran into. So basically, they gave me the set list. They had me on at like 8:15, 8:30, 8 whatever. I immediately barked on them. I was like, I don't like this list. I'm letting you know right now, because I saw who else was on that, who got the prime time. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. I need to be on that prime time because I'm good. I'm not only good, I'm freaking good. Okay, and that's been proven. Nobody has ever proven me wrong. Pull up if you can, but you won't. You dig? So anyhow, fast forward on the for real side, I basically sent them, a message letting them know, hey, I don't approve of my time. How can we, change this thing? Because here's the thing. I saw people that had the 11 o'clock slot, midnight, and it's like, they were kind of like people that are not really, vouched for, So typically, if it's like somebody of your class or a legend, you're like, damn, they got to have that closeout. You know what I'm saying? Especially, if they got that reputation, hey, they got to have that closeout. And I get it, game recognized game. But they were having like people that, and I hate to say this, I hate to sound elitist, but they kind of had like nobodies, on at midnight or at 11 or 11:30. So I talked to whoever it was that put that list together. I let them know, hey, I don't like that list. And how do you want to do this? And because, I'm not playing if that list isn't cleaned up. They said, well, listen, do you want 11 o'clock? And I said, well, I prefer 11:30 or midnight, because I saw who was on 11:30 or midnight, and they ain't nice as me, and they could see me about it. What are you gonna do? Call Ghostbusters? You dig? So look, it is what it is. What it is. So I said, hey, look, I don't want to necessarily. You already promised them that spot, because I feel that's such a herb move to, mook them out of their spot when they were already clearly established that they were given that spot or promised that spot. So I don't want to look like the jerk off or whatever, like flinging my weight around. No, you promised them that spot, let them have it, and we're not getting paid for this. This is this is a benefit. But for me, when it comes to branding and representation, it's very serious, especially when you're established. Now, when you're paying your dues, do the 8 o'clock, do the 7 o'clock, whatever opening time is. But if you're a known hitter that has a reputation for shutting it down, I don't even have to speak. Go listen to the mixes. Go ask around. They know what it is. You ain't gonna put me on at no 8:15 or 8:30. It just ain't working, Jack. And so what I did was I said, hey, I'm representing my brand, and my brand is not being represented right with this building of me being on at 8:15 at open, because basically nobody's there at 8:30 or 8:15. People start milling in around about maybe 10:30, 10ish or so nobody's gonna get to see you. So I'm like, no, you're not gonna play me like that. I got gems, I got heat. So it's like, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'd rather just take my name off the bill. And a lot of times you have to do that to show them your muscle and your respect. Got to make them respect you. Can't let them punk you. Can't make them, try to play you out like a biatch. You know what I'm saying? You got to grab your nuts and let them know, hey, this ain't happening. You disrespecting me, and they apologized or whatever, but my thing is, don't ever book me at no damn 8 o'clock, 8:15. I'm a closer, so that is what it is, because I'm gonna bring it home. The legendary parties always had me bring it home. And I'm not saying, I have to close out on this particular one, because there were so many credible certified people on that bill. I get it, but don't have me open up for the little homie or open up for the little peewees. Nah, we ain't doing that. I'm too nice. And it is what it is. But as you manage yourself, make sure that people respect your name. It sends a message, and it lets them know not to play with you.